and with something with the ports, something where it seems like on the surface it's an issue between states. So where do you see the federal coming in something something like that? Not that you shouldn't, but I know it's kind of a delicate thing, because if the state should work it out, but if they can't, and it has such an impact for Wyoming, what's the role, do you think, of the federal government in trying to get involved in something like this?
Well, we do have a constitution, and the Constitution talks about interstate commerce and our ability to do that. And one state shouldn't be able to block another state for whatever reason. I mean, you take a look at this. If all of a sudden then California says, oh, we don't want a port that's going to ship beef or ship some product or ship certain agriculture products that were treated with chemicals, weren't raised on grass-fed, all of the different things. How can we have that we cannot have that hostage
Controlling
situation.
The commerce based on whatever the moral climate is at the time.
Whichever happens to be popular that day, just like what the Bank of the West
just because they happen
did
to be
in that location. Yeah. So that's why it could come down to a constitutional call with an effort going to the Supreme Court. And what I've been focused on additionally in the Senate now is making sure we have conservative judges in the courts. These are judges who know that their job is to apply the law, not legislate from the bench, that the Constitution is a legal document, not a living document. It was built for certainty. So when we have Neil Gorsuch on the Supreme Court, whose mom was born in Casper, and the family had the Wolf Hotel in Saratoga, he knows Wyoming, comes back to southern Wyoming, family roots are there. He's the right person, and now we're dealing with Brett Kavanaugh, who's been nominated by President Trump to be on the Supreme Court. That's what I'm going back for as well in Washington. That's the fight, the Supreme Court, to have him on the court. You have people like that on the court that are young and conservative. They're going to be making decisions for a long time. Kavanaugh, I think, is 53, and Gorsuch was 49, something to that effect. But Justice Scalia, when he died, he had been appointed by Ronald Reagan, and he was on the court 23 years after Reagan had left office, and 13 years after Reagan had died. So when you put on to the court, conservatives like Kavanaugh and Gorsuch, I mean, they are going to be on there, I believe, for the next 30 years. And that goes way beyond a president. And we've done that. We've done it also with about 26 circuit court judges, now the Court of Appeals. So when these kind of decisions, like the port decision, comes to a court or in a Court of Appeals and then the Supreme Court, you want people in that position who know what the Constitution stands for, who can read it and understand that they're to apply it, not decide what they think it ought to mean, but what it really does mean, what the words say, not kind of what's happening now.